From the top of the Silver City Ballroom, it's the Dirty Laundry Show with Joey Clifton and the Meatball.
So you people laugh here. Some of you think I'm a little cuckoo.
When are you people going to stand up for us?
I do not feel safe. I take that as a threat.
So let's talk about the library.
Yeah, but they can't.
Don't make me making excuses just yet.
No, you're full of shit. Because,
You're full of shit.
No, listen.
He comes running out of the woods with a flamethrower, dude.
Whole life out here enjoying the journey.
Sometimes I cannot help myself. I just tell people that they're stupid.
We like to call him Ninjalito.
That's his fame.
Hello, Joe.
This was the largest event held on the green. My estimates were 4,000 plus. Others said there was at least close to 5,000 people.
Wow, that's fantastic.
You want to get into it? Let's get into it.
Hey, we're on time this time.
Yeah.
It's Joey and there's Meatball. And our far camera, wait, it's up that way. We gotta really adjust our lighting and our camera angles. You know,
No.
Why not?
No, we gotta look this garage kind of look.
It's a garage. It's supposed to be a studio.
That is a studio.
All right, so our sponsor this week. You ready for this one?
Yeah. Who's our sponsor?
Mr. Wise Guys Pizza, right across from Hubbard Park here in Meriden, Connecticut. And he's doing it. I believe that picture there is the shrimp. It's like a baked shrimp pizza. And it's also, he's got all the to-go orders, and he's getting really inventive like most businesses are right now with, he's got like a takeout window at the front. It's like a mobile takeout window.
Uh-huh.
And you just walk up there, and for some reason he's got a Jason mannequin standing by the front door, and I would think that would scare people off. But
Who, Jason Frederick?
No, it's not Jason Frederick. It's Jason from Halloween or from Friday the 13th.
Oh, the
that Jason.
hockey
Yes.
mask.
Yes. So I'm not really sure why. But you know something else about Mike over at Wise Guys.
What about him?
He has been. I don't know if you follow Wise Guys. They opened maybe a month or two before the whole pandemic started.
The Rona.
Yeah,
Before
the Rona.
Before the vid.
Yeah, and they did really well, like for the first couple of weeks, and then the pandemic hit, and he's been trying to find all different inventive ways to. Mike, we'll have to have him on at some point as soon as I get my equipment working correctly, so we could do a Zoom call
Again?
Yeah, well, I haven't had time, but I'll go into that in a minute.
Oh, right.
But Mike has been trying to, he used to own like a lot of houses, a lot of Section 8 houses, and he used to give back to all the people that rented from him. And he's really a good guy who really was in a position where he could give back. A lot of people aren't in that position. And he was trying to come up with funny kind of ways to entertain people during this. He was doing trivia night. He wanted to do a drive-in movie.
That's all live on like Facebook and all that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And then, should I do the dirty laundry bit now?
Go for it.
All right.
Early.
Dirty laundry.
So somebody called the Board of Health.
Of course.
Here in our town and said, hey, this pizza parlor is doing an online trivia night and they're not wearing masks. You got to shut them down. So the Board of Health called Wise Guys and said, yeah, somebody called and said you guys aren't wearing masks. And Mike's like, well, we were closed. Like, they do it after they close at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
Right.
And it's him and his wife. So why would him and his wife need to wear masks if they're closed? Right? So come to find out, it was a competing pizza parlor here locally.
Right.
We're not going to give the name because that would be wrong. But
People know it.
the local people know exactly who we're talking about because it's definitely their MO. What they did. So then Mike wanted to do a drive-in movie theater, right? And do an FM transmitter so that way nobody had to get out of their cars and everybody could just sit there in their cars. They would order food. They would bring the food out to them, and they can't do it because of the gathering order.
What movie did they want to show? I hope it was one of the Ernest movies.
It's always like Jaws. You ever notice like
No, it has to be
drive-ins? It's always Jaws.
Ernest goes to pizza parlor.
Ernest goes to pizza parlor. That sounds like it really
Probably, yeah.
So I don't know, because I noticed St. Mary's, our local church here, right around the corner from the ballroom, they were doing parking lot service, and they had like a stage set up with speakers, and everybody stayed in their cars. Everybody like listened to the rules and everything. So I really don't see what the difference is, and it all comes down to nobody wants to get sued.
Also, there's no direction. Once again, we talked about this, 3 podcasts ago and 1 podcast ago.
Yeah.
There's no clear direction. Nobody knows what they're doing, so they're just doing all crazy stuff.
Well, everybody's following whatever the governor's saying, you know. I mean, it's with everything. All you could do is go off of whatever the governor's saying, and people don't want to take the chance of trying to do something. You know, if the governor says, hey, you can't have any gatherings of more than 10 people, well, then you can't, you know. And who's going to go and bust the church, you know?
I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that.
You don't?
No.
Are you on the chat?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah. Our chat is up on YouTube, so you could ask questions and comment. And so anyway, Wise Guys, go check them out. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. And you know what Mike was gracious enough to do for me? Do you know what?
What?
Meatball, are you paying attention?
Yes.
He's selling our masks.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Tell me more about your masks.
So, yeah, I'm going to tell you about my mask. So my mask's bluish, pinkish, blackish. And, well, no, that one's a solid black. But anyway, it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Everybody's jamming down to Hubbard Park, is our big park here in Meriden. And Wise Guys is directly across the street from the park. So if you need a mask, go in and ask Mike, hey, I need a mask. They're $10, and you're helping support small businesses like me, like the Silver City Ballroom, which I have a picture. There you go.
Boom, beautiful place.
Thank you so much. So we've been doing these masks like all week for the last 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
And it's been insane. Nonstop, 15 hours a day. We started to make masks at home. We're doing 3 layers, you know, the whole everything.
Right.
And I mean, we've been doing them we did a couple for toddlers, like 2 years old. We did some for 6-year-olds, some for 8 years old. But my favorite part of the whole thing having to do with the mask, not the fact that I can't feel my thumb anymore because of cutting through all the layers of fabric.
Of bureaucracy?
Yeah, my thumb hurts from bureaucracy. Bureaucracy. Which, by the way, if I stumble over my words, Jim has brought me some tequila.
Thanks, Jim.
Meatball, you don't get any.
Nah. So before we come back to the mask, Denise wants to shout out Doghouse. They're offering beautiful glasses with logo filled tonight. I guess they're giving out their glasses with their logo.
Like beer glasses?
I think so.
Oh, that's cool.
I have no details, but that's what Denise said.
Speaking of Denise, so that actually segues into exactly what I wanted to talk about. So me and Meatball have been driving around delivering these masks to everybody who's ordered them.
Choo-choo.
And, you know, it's a crazy, like, you got to put your mask on, put the rubber gloves on, deliver, put the money. A lot of people are putting the money in envelopes, and you could smell the Lysol when you open up the envelope.
That's good.
A lot of people are doing pickups in their mailbox, so that way you don't go near them. And then when you get back in the car, I put the money away, and then I take the gloves off, and then I use the hand sanitizer in my cup holder. It's like permanently there now. And then we go on to the next one.
Right.
And I just can't get over how amazing people are in this town.
People are
You know,
amazing.
and one of the things that, I mean, I always knew the town was beautiful, okay? But if you look on some of the social media forums and you see some of the freaks that are in there, they're probably watching right now, hi. And you look at our downtown area and the lack of businesses and everything else, you form an opinion of the town, which isn't necessarily true. We've driven through some of the most beautiful neighborhoods in the country that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they were here in Meriden,
Right.
all around downtown. The people are thanking us. They're actually like, oh, thank you for doing what you're doing. And I'm like, what? What do you mean, thank you? Thank me? I'm thanking you because you're helping put food on my table by buying a mask and supporting a local business.
Right.
And they're like, no, thank you. And a lot of people have been giving me tips and not like look twice before you cross the road. I know what you're going to say.
That's a good
Meatball.
tip, though.
Yeah. No, they've been giving me cash tips. And quite a few people have said, here's an extra $10. Please make a mask and give it to somebody who can't afford to make it.
Right.
So to date, we have given away 25 masks based off of all the donations that we've gotten and all the tips we've gotten. So if you tipped us while we delivered them, know that it went to a good cause, and we have
Right.
been giving out up to...
We're giving back to the community.
Yeah, we gave 25 free masks. I mean, because really, it takes us about, I don't know, How long would you say it takes us to make a mask? Like maybe half hour?
I think
I mean-
in all, we spend like all day doing it.
Well, yeah, we've been
So
doing
from the morning till like late evening,
Yeah.
which is way more than 8 hours.
Well, because we started streamlining, so we were doing like, you know, I was cutting everything and getting it prepared, and then Angel was at the sewing machine, and then we turn them inside out and trim them and bag them and put the logo on them, and
Right.
So yeah, I mean, we were doing from like 8 in the morning until I think our last delivery, the one night was like 11 o'clock at night. It's just been incredible, and some of the things, which if you look right behind Meatball there, you're going to see a beautiful picture of a teddy bear. That came from Denise. Denise gave us the all-time best care package. We showed up and she had a little basket. No, you're in the way. You got to go that way. There you go. She gave us a basket. I'll move that over.
You get another care package too.
Yeah, she gave us beer. She gave us the teddy bear picture, which I love. She gave us a couple thank you cards. We had a lot of thank you cards from people.
Right.
You know, and it was just like, you know, it makes you feel really good and
Don't
really
cry.
It does. It brightens up your day when you're tired and your thumb you can't feel it.
Yeah.
And
from bureaucracy.
you're like here I am like delivering masks, and you know, just thank you to everybody that ordered. So we came up with an idea.
What idea is this?
We wanted to do. I like the idea of people paying for like, you know, for 2 masks and telling me to donate. So we came up with, hold on. There we go. We came up with the bling mask.
That's like a Michael Jackson
So
mask.
this is the bling mask, exactly.
Simone.
Yes. It's kind of hard to put it on the mannequin because what I didn't realize was they don't have ears. I'm not really sure why they don't make mannequins with ears, but somebody wanted the straps going around the ears rather than the head. And I went to put it on the mannequin and I'm, wait a minute, there's no ears. I can't. So I had to use pins. But anyway, this is the limited edition Dirty Laundry bling mask. Okay. And what we're going to do with these, we're going to sell these for $20. Okay. And you're going to get the bling mask and we're going to donate a free mask. So for every one of these that we sell for $20, you're getting the bling mask. We're giving a regular mask to somebody who can't quite afford it and could really use a mask right now. So you can find these. We'll put it up on our Facebook page, Dirty Laundry CT. You could email us, dirtylaundryct@gmail.com. And again, bling masks, $20.
Natalie called dibs on that one.
Yeah, Natalie's got one. All right, we got like 7 left. I think we did a total of 8. Wait, I didn't have you on there. Which one are you on? There you go. Bling mask. Every time we do bling. This
What
is
beat is this?
actually let me turn the camera around. We're not set up for guests, but there's Jim all the way over there.
Hi, Jim.
He's our sound effects guy.
Karen says hello.
Okay. So yeah, Jeannie, she gave us a nice. Hers was funny because we clipped it to her bush. So don't even don't even go there. We clipped it to her bush outside by the garage, and then you know. All right. Anyway,
Did you get her permission?
no, we didn't. Yes, we got her permission to clip it to her bush.
You guys are nasty. This is a children's show.
Huh?
Too much alcohol, obviously.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that's the masks. Again, you can go to Wise Guys this weekend, and they'll have a whole bunch. They won't have the bling masks. We have the bling masks here. And what else? Any other comments there?
No, people are just no, not any other comments.
No.
But you're saying you're positively surprised by the local crowd. How
Yeah.
everyone comes together in a time
Yeah.
of need,
Definitely.
and there's a lot of nice people.
Very
Do you
nice.
think majority of those people make up the culture? I'm sorry to go back to MT, but majority of those make up the silent part of MT.
Well, all right. So Meriden Talks is our local forum, and there's what, 12,000 people? I
Somewhere
think?
there.
Somewhere around 12,000, and it's the same, like maybe 50 that post. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, all these people are on there because that's how they found my masks.
Right.
They're just smart enough to not comment on things. So
How do we make their voices heard? Because they're the reasonable voices. right?
we are their voice. We're,
Cool. I
we're
like
the
that.
voice for the people.
Yeah.
Right? Power to the people.
Uh huh.
Bureaucracy hurts the thumb.
Yep.
All right. So my experience as a business owner, I got to go into this a little bit because
Drop some
you know,
wisdom.
Yeah, I'll drop some wisdom. So just so people know what's going on with small businesses, pretty much if you're an independent contractor or you work for yourself, you are screwed. You ain't getting nothing. All right, maybe that's not so, but you're not going to get it anytime soon. You need employees to be able to get anything. So I filled out my second PPP loan, which was the Payroll Protection Program.
Uh-huh.
Originally, this program was to cover your payroll expenses and also to cover your rent and your utilities. And a lot of the banks wouldn't even accept it if you didn't have any payroll. Then the SBA ran out of money, and then they came out with another program, and it's back up again, so you could apply for it. So my bank, Liberty Bank, well, I have TD Bank and Liberty Bank. TD Bank, they basically said, screw off. You're not getting nothing.
How do you spell TD?
TD.
Oh.
TD, not titty. And then Liberty Bank, I applied for it the second time last week, and where you can upload your payroll, in parentheses, nice big parentheses, it says, if you don't have payroll, it's fine. Upload what you're going to use the money for that's approved, like your utilities and your rent.
Right.
So I uploaded a couple of my utility bills from the ballroom. I uploaded my lease agreement showing how much I pay per month in rent.
Right.
They sent me an email and said, hey, we can't process your loan application because you didn't upload any payroll.
So what is the consensus on the payroll thing?
It's the same thing with the disaster relief. So the big disaster relief loan was, you know what, you could get up to $2 million. We'll spread it over 30 years at 3.75% interest or whatever it is.
Good deal.
And I'm saying, you know what, this is exactly what I need. If I could spread it out over 30 years, I could save my business. Right. And they had another program that gave you a $10,000 grant to use for utilities and rent and overhead. It was specifically for overhead. Well, what they did was halfway through the whole loan application, they combined the two. So now when you filled out the application for the disaster relief loan, there was a little box that you had to check mark that said, do you want the advance? Well, the advance was the other loan, the $10,000 grant.
Right.
I got $1,000 in my bank account today. And I'm saying, well, what is that for? This is the first money I have received since the pandemic started. I got $1,000 deposited into my bank account today, my business bank account, and it said SBA disaster whatever. So they figured out that, all right, we're not going to just give a business $10,000 and say use it for your overhead, which you really need to use it for.
Right.
They said, we're going to give you up to $10,000 and we're going to base it off of how many employees you have on payroll. So it's going to be $1,000 per employee. That's how they figured it out. Now, I don't know why they gave me $1,000 because, again, I don't have any payroll, but it's the same thing that PPP did. Originally, it was for payroll and utilities and rent, and then it came down to, you know what, it's $10,000. It's like the same thing. So then I it really blew my mind here. Unemployment, right? So self-employed, gig workers, they keep saying you're eligible. We applied, all of us applied, and didn't hear anything. And then we got that letter that had all the zeros. Hey, you haven't paid into it, so you're not getting crap. So now, all over the news, it says, hey, Connecticut finally released this new program that is geared towards self-employed and gig workers. Go online on the 30th, which was yesterday, fill out the new unemployment form, and it's ready for you. So what did I do?
What'd you do?
I filled out the form. I went online. I went to the specific address. It was like File CT EU or something like that. It brought me to the same damn site. So on the site, there's a blue button and a green button. The green button, click if you've never been here before and you want to sign up. The blue button, if you've been here before and you want to continue your claim, right? So I go and hit the blue button to continue my claim. Denied. Access denied. It was like outside Studio 54 with the ropes. You're not allowed in. You're not good enough. Denied. So come to find out, I looked through the fine print, and it says, for self-employed and gig workers, you have to hit the red button. And I was saying, there's no red button. There's a green button. There's a blue button. Where's the red button? Right. No, there's no red button.
Right.
I read a little further. Oh, the red button should appear around May 14th.
Right, so they're just pushing everything down the road. But going back to that, you not having any employees on the books or
Yes.
whatever.
Or off the books. I don't have any employees.
So they're pretty. I don't know.
Yes.
They evaluate your application very closely and see what you have, what you don't have. How did Ruth Chris's or the baseball team get all that money then?
Well, and because of big banks. That's why.
What do you mean?
Why did so a sports franchise? That camera's way off. A sports franchise ended up getting the PPP loan.
Right. How?
Right? And the disaster relief because they applied for it and the banks gave it to them. Why? Because they're not a risk.
But that's supposed to be for small business.
They're a business, that's for sure.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you saw a couple of what was the one chain that restaurant chain that ended up giving the money back?
Ruth Chris's?
Ruth Chris.
Potbelly too.
Potbelly too? Ruth Chris, number one, first of all, Ruth Chris is the big steakhouse here in Connecticut. $45 crappy salad. We walked out. People came in with gloves on, like white gloves. I was like, no, this is too. Give me my Texas Roadhouse and I'm happy. So anyway, Ruth Chris got the money, and they got such a backlash from it getting the money that they gave the money back. And it's like, well, you know what? Yeah, it's their fault. Why did they apply for it in the first place?
But the scrutiny's on you, on a small business.
Why did the banks give it to them?
Right.
That's the question. Why did the banks give it to them?
They make sure not to give it to you because you don't have payroll or you have a document missing.
Right.
That's how it works.
Well, because the smallest of small businesses are the biggest risks.
Are underrepresented.
Right. And a bank doesn't want to take a risk, so they're going to give it to somebody that's proven. They're going to give it to Ruth Chris. But then the government turned around and said, well, first of all, this is exactly the reason why. I'm sorry, all the Republicans out there, this is exactly why the Democrats didn't want to put this through, because there was no way to allocate who got what money. And it exactly went the same exact way that they thought it was going to go.
Right.
And the smallest of small, you've got DJs, right, that work for themselves. You've got painters. You've got handymen. You've got beauticians, barbers. I mean, you name it. There is a big portion of the employment that is self-employed.
Right.
And nobody's getting a dime because people like Ruth Chris and banks like Liberty Bank and TD Bank are giving it to the people that aren't a risk. Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, I mean, pertaining to our town,
right.
I got to say I wrote to a whole bunch of our counselors. My one counselor, Sonia Jelk, she's been really nice and sending me some very comforting email saying, you know, she totally understands, and it's not like a bullshit email, like, you know, that she really means what she's saying,
right?
Or I felt so anyway. Miguel Castro, he bought a couple of masks from me, and he gave me a couple of numbers. Our economic development director, Joe Fest, has been amazing. He calls me like every 2 days to keep me updated on what's going on. But again, it's everybody's hands are tied. It gets pushed off above or below. Above or below.
Both ways. Off their plate into somebody else's plate.
Ship flows each way. It goes both ways.
Downways. But do you think you're getting special attention from them because you run this podcast?
No.
Because you have a voice, they're kind of trying to appease you?
No, I think...
Versus many other businesses in town that don't have a voice?
No, because I know for a fact Miguel Castro has been fighting for a lot of the Spanish because he speaks Spanish, and he's been fighting for a lot of the Spanish restaurants that, you know, I can't imagine right now. I understand English. I speak good, right?
You speak well.
I speak good. And I can't imagine if I wasn't very good at English trying to figure out all of these applications. So it's good that we have a counselor that goes around and advocates for people that need the help. And actually a feel-good, I was going to save it for later, a feel-good message.
Yeah.
So we got this little Puerto Rican restaurant, Ebenezer, really good food right on Main Street, across from the police station over there. The mother of the owner, 76 years old, she just pulled out of coronavirus, and she had like a ton of health problems.
Yeah.
So that was a very good, where's my, I can't find it.
Do the gunshots.
No, I'm not going to do the gunshots. I want the clapping.
Oh, yeah.
I'll throw the gunshots in there too.
Mary Ellen says hello.
Yeah, Mary
But in
Owens.
regards to all this, didn't you not only email everyone, you made a little video now?
Yeah, I did a little video. That was, you know what? That was really embarrassing.
When did you do the video? Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, and it was yesterday, and I posted it on Dirty Laundry's YouTube page, and it was very embarrassing.
Why?
Because I'm not one to ask for help, and most people that I know personally are not in a position to help anybody.
But is it really asking for help or just pointing out that you're being bamboozled?
Bamboozled?
Yes, bamboozled.
Is that a word from Spokane? Where are you from?
Skokie.
Skokie.
Skokie spokey.
They say that a lot there?
Yeah, bamboozled.
No, I just feel like...
Well, hold on. Because when you go and watch TV and the news, and it's always on the news, how the government's going to give you this, and government's giving you a second wave of help, and this and that. And there's so many programs to help you out, so I don't know why you're crying.
Right.
But at the end, you're not really getting anything.
Well, and that's part of it. Like, if you watch the news and say, oh, self-employed are able to get unemployment, so what are they crying about?
Right.
And I feel like, no, it's not happening, even though they're saying it's happening. And it's not the news's fault, necessarily.
Yes, it is.
Not necessarily, because they're just reporting on what the governor's giving them.
But they're supposed to stress test it. They should prove it and try it on their own, have a couple of examples, and report on what is true, not what is fed to them through the government.
Yeah, so are they supposed to fire one of their newscasters, say, fill out unemployment, see if it works, and come back to us?
They can find a family member that is in that situation.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have a lot of access to a lot of public people
Yeah.
with a lot of different situations.
Well, it
So
just...
I blame the news. The only real news, dirty laundry.
I couldn't take it anymore, and all right, yeah, I'm glad I got $1,000 finally after 2 months of waiting for something, but what's $1,000 going to
Right,
do?
you can't even go out and eat.
I can't. Well, I can't go to Ruth Chris with $1,000. That's for sure.
Right.
Well, maybe for one of us, but no, you can't. I mean, $1,000. I'm getting charged by EverSource, our crooked electric company. I'm getting charged $600 a month, and I'm closed, not using any electric. The only electric I use is right here once a week. That's it. That's the business demand charge. And then my fear is come May 20th, apparently the governor's saying some businesses are able to open. That's all EverSource needs to hear is, hey, businesses are open, you got to pay your bill. You got 30 days to pay your
Because you're
bill.
allowed to open.
Yeah. And you know why they're doing that.
That's the big push to open businesses.
And why are they doing that?
So they don't have to pay out unemployment and other loans or whatever.
Yeah,
grants.
let's put it this way. It's cheaper to open and have people die than it is to stay closed, have people safe,
And pay out.
And pay out. Bullshit. Yes, exactly.
That's all about money.
Exactly.
Money.
It all comes down to money. Why do you think that that funeral parlor in Brooklyn, they found 100 bodies in a U-Haul outside because they couldn't fit anymore? And you were asking me the best question. You said, what did you ask me?
I don't remember.
You asked me, why did they take any more in than they could handle?
Right.
Well, money.
Right.
Right. They're not going to turn down
And that's
money.
a messed up situation. But you know what's more messed up?
What?
So you're moving and you rent a U-Haul truck and it smells funny.
that would be pretty bad. I'm sure you could use it. Well, there's enough Febreze and spray and everything else.
They're not going to do that. They're going to put it back in the rotation.
All right. Where's my? I gotta work this out better.
National news.
That's my really pathetic national news. Protests. Everybody's protesting, Meatball.
Woo! Wow.
Yeah. Jim is a
happy,
protester.
Happy International Workers' Day, by the way.
What's that?
Happy International Workers' Day. It's
May
May
Day.
Day.
It is May Day, Jim. Thank you very
Is
much.
that a holiday all over the world?
Yes, it is.
Cool.
Wait, I could just sit here like this.
Celebrate being a plug.
Went a little too high. A little too high there. Take a picture. All right. Now I messed up my camera. Hold on.
Oh, camera?
Yeah.
Your camera?
Crazy screaming. I gotta lower it down now.
What kind
Continue
of
talking.
What kind of accent is camera?
Yeah.
Woo-woo.
Okay. There you are. So anyway, national news. All the protests going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Where are they going on?
Well, they're protesting because they want their businesses open, they want their local and state open, and stop with the nonsense of the coronavirus and all of that.
Let me earn my minimum wage.
Yeah, yeah. Is that your new? That's your new face.
Yeah.
So, you know what's happening is what I personally feeling and you came up with a great idea.
I did.
Yeah, but I can't say it on the show.
Why not? Which one of the ideas is this? I always have great ideas.
I'm not gonna
Write
mention
it down so you don't forget it.
No, I won't forget
You
it.
gotta tell me
It was
afterwards.
pretty hard to forget it.
Oh, it was so
Write
great.
it down so you can share it with the rest
All
of
right, I'll write down with the.
It was
I'll
so
write it
great.
down. Huh?
I want to know what it is.
I'm sure he'll tell you.
Oh no!
No, that's why I.
No.
Yeah, that's why I'm not gonna talk about your great idea. But
Remy, no offense, but especially because of your ethnic background.
yeah, I'm not gonna. We'll tell Jim later. But anyway, all right. So all these people are out protesting, right? They're all. Some of them are wearing masks. Some of them aren't wearing masks. And we came up with the idea that it's really simple. Those of us that care about getting sick and care about others, stay home and let these idiots protest, and they'll die off. All the weak will die off. Isn't that great?
Yeah. I remember the idea.
That will work. Now you remember?
Yes.
Yeah. That was your idea anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't going
It's
to
like
the
if those
extent
people
of...
don't want to follow the social distancing and all the rules that I don't like that. I don't need to.
Isn't it the right that believes in sort of the Darwin theory of survival of the fittest?
Yeah, the alt-right, right?
So let them follow that to the end.
Exactly.
But they're gonna endanger us. So my idea was take them to a field somewhere, right? Have them gather in the field and do whatever they want to do. They can picnic, they can hunt.
They want their own white country, so let them have it.
Actually,
give them Iowa.
Actually, Meatball said Shea Stadium. He said,
give them Shea Stadium.
he said, go to Shea Stadium. But well, I'm gonna talk.
You
about
realize we're talking about ethnic cleansing here, right?
You know what? I'm gonna go into it.
Voluntary though.
So, have you seen what's going on with the Hasidic Jews in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, also in Lakewood, New Jersey? They're having funerals, and thousands of them are going in the middle of the street and doing the funerals, and the cops are going down the street and putting their sirens on and their horns on. I think de Blasio from New York actually went down to Williamsburg because one of the synagogue leaders died.
Right.
And they were doing a funeral for him.
There's some masses,
huge masses. They just don't care. They don't care at all.
Right.
And that's where you came up with the whole Shea Stadium idea, right? Let them have the
I
funeral
don't see
there.
what's wrong with that idea.
Let them have the funeral there. Well, all right, here's the problem. And this isn't, all right, everybody's going to say you're racist and doing
Whatever.
this stuff. It's not. If you're going to have an event like that, and you have no regard for anybody else, any other humans around you, then you know what? Pick a place like a stadium. Everybody go there, infect each other, and stay there.
Right.
Don't infect anybody else.
Stay there in quarantine.
This has nothing to do with what race you are, or it just happens to be Hasidic Jews that are doing it right now,
Right.
and people that are protesting. So it's got nothing to do with that. But, somebody else was telling me, I said, well, I told them that idea. I said, you know what? Let them. If you're staying home and you're quarantined, what do you care if people are out? And they said, yeah, but you're putting your healthcare workers at risk because when all these idiots get sick because they're not listening, where are they going to go? They're going to go to the hospitals, and then the hospitals can't handle it. So there is that issue.
Always something.
It's always something, right?
Yeah. Ethnic cleansing is a dirty, dirty business, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim.
No, but I think this catastrophe kind of
Sure, no
shows how people really are and what their motivation, different groups, different political, whatever believers you want to call them.
Yeah.
How people lean and how they treat the situation and others, the compassion, the lack of.
Well, when you have a president that suggests maybe injecting bleach might help, and
what's
they're
wrong with
listening to that.
Okay, go.
Vermin Supreme says if you vote for him, he will not inject you with bleach.
And he'll give you a pony.
That's good. He's supposed to give you a pony.
And he will give you a pony
Yeah.
and take care of your dental work.
Well, and again, I got to say that all of the news was kind of saying it wrong. I mean, I will give them that. The news was saying, "Oh, the president suggested we ingest bleach," and he never said that. What he did was he turned to the scientists that actually know what the hell's going on,
Scienticians.
and he said, "Hey, look." If bleach, actually, he didn't even say bleach. I think it was disinfectant. If disinfectant kills this virus on the surface immediately,
right?
Maybe there's a way that we could put that inside of us and it would kill it. He was seriously, that's the scary part. He was seriously asking this question. But he should have done that like behind closed doors.
But the scientists were scared to say, no, don't do it either.
Yeah, well, because they're all kissing his ass.
He should have offered to try
demonstrate.
And demonstrate. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, hey, Mr. President, why don't you try it and see what happens? That would be great. I would watch that. That should be a pay-per-view, right?
That would go beyond any ratings he's ever gotten.
Yeah. Well, and we know how much he cares about ratings. You know, we were at Walmart, I guess about 2 weeks ago, and you know how they're kind of shuttling everybody in one little. They've been putting barricades up at a lot of stores,
right,
and they make everybody come in one way,
leave another
way. You know, the whole social distancing. They've got all the markings on the floor, 6 feet apart, and all of that.
Right.
Some of the workers were not wearing masks.
Right. That was right after they issued the order.
It was right after they issued it. And we were there a little bit late. I think they were closing at 9 o'clock because all the stores are closing earlier lately.
Yeah.
And they were just like 8:30. They were trying to push people out, and there were workers not wearing masks.
Whose fault is it?
That's Walmart's fault. If you don't want to wear a mask, then don't work there.
I don't know. No, I don't know anymore.
No?
But back to national politics.
National politics, sure.
2020.
Yes.
So Biden is the Democratic nominee?
Mm-hmm.
Like officially?
Yeah.
It's not going to be somebody else. It's just going to be him.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not official, but yeah.
I think we talked about that. So how come we have like these old, like almost dying people ruling the country?
Creepy.
When their policies, and even people in Washington D.C., when their policies don't really going to affect them that much anymore because they're 1 foot in a grave, like
right.
Linda.
Why?
Yeah.
Will you stop with her? I'm going to get this out with you right now. So there's a lovely woman. Linda.
Q-tip.
Who is on Facebook. And I personally like Linda.
Okay.
And you have this beef with her.
But time out. You're going to finish the other thing we were talking about.
No. But you're on to this now.
All right, go.
You made a Linda thing.
Go.
What is your problem?
I have no problem. What did I say? Did I say anything mean?
Who's Linda?
Linda is
old lady, a Q-tip.
Linda is a lady who's on our social media, and she's very outspoken. Like Sue is a good friend of ours, Dolores, Sean. I mean, there's some local people that are on our social media, and this one over here doesn't get along with most of them.
I get along with everyone.
What do you got against Linda?
He won't say it. So here
I'm
calling you out.
All right, call me out.
I'm calling you out. Hey, Meatball.
What's up?
What's your problem with Linda?
She should come in and we'll discuss it.
She'll come in, but...
Let's do it.
Yeah, but why? What? I don't
why
understand.
Not?
It's supposed to be social distancing.
No, so I also heard a little rumor.
What'd you hear?
That when you go through and you read the comments in the live chat, which you're lacking right now, you're not even looking at it.
Right.
I heard that you're not very accurate with what people are saying, and you start trouble.
Tell me more.
No, you start trouble.
Who told you this?
I heard a birdie. No, actually.
And the birdie's name is Linda.
No, it's not Linda.
See, we made a big circle.
It's not Linda.
So who's starting shit here?
No. All right, but how are you? I mean, really, the chat room should be for people that are commenting on what we're talking about, have an input on what we're talking about,
right,
or have any questions. So is there any of that there, or is all just trash talking back and forth between you and other people?
I don't even trash talk. I don't even use it that often when I'm on the air because air is more important.
Air, go ahead.
To get my thoughts out to the masses.
Air is more important with the bureaucracy thumb.
Right.
Right. Okay. Anything?
That's what it is.
Anything there?
No.
Any content whatsoever?
No. Everyone. Christopher saying hello.
Hi, Christopher.
Kimberly wants another mask.
Oh,
one of
Kimberly.
The fancy ones.
Oh, Kimberly wants one. Yeah, Kimberly.
Speaking of air,
yes.
I don't know if you've heard, but Christopher Cross is paralyzed from corona.
Really?
Yes.
How do you get paralyzed from corona?
Apparently, that's one of the after effects.
It's actually blood clots.
Yeah.
One of them,
Microclots,
Blah,
right?
blah.
Yeah.
one of the guys from Broadway lost his leg because
Yeah.
of the blood clot.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah. So Christopher Cross, huh?
Christopher Cross. Sorry, you said air, and I instantly thought Christopher Cross.
What's the song? Go ahead.
I can't even remember.
Go ahead, sing it. Sing a little bit of it.
That's okay.
So some of these businesses are getting really inventive lately. We went to TGI Fridays because what's happening is we're doing these masks all day long. I finish at like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, we're starving. We didn't have any time to cook. What is open besides fast food? So we went to go get TGI Fridays, and it's just like, I always think of like, could you imagine if let's say your grandparents were alive today,
Right.
with all the technology out there and cell phones and internet and computers and TV and all of this stuff, right? Could you imagine like how hard it would be for them to go through like just waking up out of a coma and all of a sudden here's all this technology? And that's how I feel. Like I'm sitting in front of Fridays and I'm like, all right, how do we order? It says we got to go online. So you take out your phone. All right, I'm online. And now how do I put a coupon in there? How come I can't put the coupon in there? Well, if I could put the coupon in there, then I could pay online.
Damn kids.
Then they could come out and deliver it to me. I don't even have to touch them. They'll put it right in my back seat. But I can't put the coupon in there, so that means I got to go inside to pay. It's all so new.
You're just old.
No, I'm not old.
Get
No.
off my lawn.
I'm not old.
Drive-through.
Then a lot of the places are doing like Dragon Phoenix, our Chinese restaurant here. They put up like a whole wall of plexiglass,
Right.
and they put your food all the way at the end, and they put all of the credit card machines like on the other side of the plexiglass. Like people are getting really inventive
Good.
on how they have to run their business.
Good, because the corona might come back every year.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely going to come back in some states.
Remember when people used to make fun of these Asian people wearing masks all the time on TV?
Yeah.
Ha ha.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is, and I noticed this when I've been going to the post office a lot because I've been mailing a lot of masks, and you don't see any emotion anymore. There's no emotion. You
Right.
can't tell if somebody's angry. You can't tell if they're smiling. You can't. I catch myself smiling, and I'm like, oh, what am I stupid? They can't see that I'm smiling.
Creepy.
Yeah. There's no. You're not experiencing human emotion anymore. You're just. It's like the.
You mean the feedback?
What was the cartoon?
Look
with,
look at it as like a masquerade party.
Yeah.
It's sort of intriguing, don't you think?
A masquerade party?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Okay.
Will
maybe
you
not.
leave the mannequin?
You never switched the camera anyways.
Huh? Oh, I didn't.
You were playing with it, but you never switched it.
I'm always playing one. $20. Dirty Laundry limited edition bullying masks. So here's a
You can use
a
it for
question.
skiing too.
I have a question for you.
Who?
Actually, for both of you. So obviously, we're in the entertainment industry, right?
Yes.
So we do weddings and birthdays and all that stuff.
Right.
You've got concerts that I think Jim. Actually, wait a minute. I'm gonna get rid of you, Meatball. Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. Meatball's going away here.
Don't get rid of meatball over me.
Hold on.
Oh, jeez.
Everyone gets a chance.
Let's see. Let's see if that worked. Wow, that's a nice shot there, Jim.
Hold on, I gotta mask up.
Yeah, you got to mask up.
All right, here we go.
So we were talking about how the industry as a whole, hospitality, entertainment, is going to be changing. And for us, we're probably about a year behind.
Industry as a
I
whole.
don't see. I see everything's all right. They're saying May 20th that the state's going to start to reopen again, and basically all they're saying is, okay, you could go get your hair cut, you could get your nails done, but only half the amount of people could be in there. If your bar, you could open again, but only outside, not inside. So I'm not really sure. Like Bar 105, Manny down the street from us. He's got a little, it's not a patio, it's the sidewalk, but he could have a couple people out there. If he can only have people outside and they got to be 6 feet apart and wearing masks,
Yeah.
that's about 4 people he's going to be able to have. It's not worth it for him to open for 4 people. So the whole rolling out the slow opening May 20th, it's not really doing anything here in Connecticut, but I'm pretty sure everything's going to start to reopen the same way as it closed. So when you talk about gatherings, I think what they're going to do is, first of all, we're going to be wearing masks for a long time now. Definitely through the summer into the fall.
I'm really happy about that, just because
you like masks.
It's a great aesthetic. Yeah.
But I think what's going to end up happening is you're going to start with, okay, groups of 10 can gather, and then groups of 50, and then groups of 100. And I mean, we're talking a year away, and Jim works in the music industry, and you know a lot of bands and a lot of artists.
He plays on a ukulele.
And you were saying that. I do
not play ukulele. I have played the ukulele. But
no, Jim prefers using somebody else's harmonica. He loves using.
He loves to borrow a harmonica and play on it.
Yeah, he loves using other people's harmonicas.
Not in the age of COVID-19.
Yeah, but anyway, you were saying how a lot of the artists that you know and you've spoken to aren't booking for the next year.
No, everyone is sort of looking at the end of 2021.
Right.
More likely midway into 2022 before you can start getting into intimate spaces and touring like you used to tour, because you're taking a large number of people on a major tour and moving them from town to town on a nightly basis. That can't happen under current conditions.
Right.
So, when can that happen?
2022.
After there's a vaccine.
Right.
And after everyone is sort of been acclimated to the whole thing, and there's what they call herd immunity and all that exactly all that kind of thing. So realistically, to get back to where it was, if that's even possible, you're probably looking at 2022.
Yeah. So then, what about like movie theaters? I think movie theaters could do it because you can.
Well, as long as you can space it, and take the necessary precautions. But for an intimate, small theater or something like that, or a nightclub, or where normally you would pack 200 people into a really small space, that's not going to happen for a long, long time.
So, what do you think the same way other businesses are changing the way they do things and just finding ingenious ways to do it, we're going to be in the same boat. We're going to have to do the same thing. We're going to have to figure out, okay, if we can't have a wedding or a gathering for the next year, how do we make money? And it's got to be virtually.
Right.
So, one of the DJs, Harry, that I follow, that has done a couple of events here.
Harry Banana.
Was that the Miami thing?
No. This is a local guy, and he was saying how, all these DJs are live streaming from their bedrooms, and it's really boring. Why don't we live stream from the ballroom? Because you have the lighting, you have the sound, you have the speakers, and it'd be more exciting. So that's exactly what we were thinking. And well, me and Jim were talking about, even like the open mics.
Right.
All the open mic guys that we used to always go and see, all the local musicians that can't get a gig now because nothing's open. They're all live streaming from their house.
Right.
So is there a way to have one person in at a time at the ballroom and live stream it? And is there a way to make money at it? You got to make money for the musicians.
Well,
you got to make money for
you got to pay for your food.
We can figure something out.
You got to pay your lights and your electricity.
Yeah.
So yeah, all that's got to be paid for. So how do you do that? And I guess the only answer is at this point
community.
Well, yeah, that's a good base to start from. But yeah, it's got to be online. And it's got to be more in the recording medium. I mean, the live stuff's not going to happen for a while. So we all got to, if we want to gather together like we did in a live space, in a live venue, we're going to have to figure out a way to do that in a recording space, in a media space.
Yeah.
So
we were watching while we're making the masks. We were watching. I think it was Martin Garrix is a DJ.
That was awesome.
From I think he's from Germany, and he lives in Miami. And he did a set from the rooftop of his condo in Miami, and they pointed all the speakers at all of the towers, all the apartment
Oh
buildings
yeah, I
in
recorded
Miami.
a TikTok of that.
So cool.
And everybody was, and who else did it? David Guetta did it too, and they raised money. I think they raised like $500,000 for the World Health Organization doing that, and he only did like an hour and a half set. For us, we don't have a David Guetta, and we don't have, Justin Bieber ain't going to come down and do
But
something.
we got a lot of local musicians and
Yeah.
and local people in the music industry, and down to the bartenders and the waitresses and all that, and everybody needs some help. So going forward, maybe that's something that we can all get behind.
But when you say they're gonna start touring in 2021, you're talking about A-list performers, right?
Well, I'm just talking about you really can't until there's a vaccine,
Right.
I don't think most states are going to allow intimate gatherings of more than small groups of people, like 50 people. So the smallest venues, like my last venue was Infinity Hall.
Right.
Max of 300 people. Just over 300 people.
Yeah, but I assume a lot of those venues won't survive that long.
But that 300 people was so close.
Tight,
I mean,
yeah.
the building was built in 1883.
Right, had ghosts in the basement.
Well, yeah, awesome place.
Yeah, but
anyway, that's another-
like Meanwhile was just saying, some of those 300 seaters aren't going to survive this.
No, absolutely not. Just because of the fact that it's such an intimate space,
Right.
And there's so many rooms like that. I mean, just your local bar that had an open mic, maybe held 150 people, but those 150 people were right up on top of each other.
O'Brien's
That's not going to happen.
O'Brien's was like maybe 50. No, maybe 75.
Yeah, but everybody was on top of each
Yeah,
other.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you're not going to be able to do that for a long time.
Do those venues cooperate with each other and somehow form an formal union and make moves together in hopes to survive?
Are you trying to organize?
Always. I'm up for organization all the time.
No, this is not the person to talk about. You don't talk about organizing with this one.
No, I'm just saying, are they helping along to live along and go along till 2021? Because those venues are expensive to have.
I guess it depends on where you are. Like for instance, New Orleans.
Right.
That's sort of the classic
hub,
town
yeah.
of small venues, a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
Up to Jazz Fest, which is a huge thing that's been going on for 50 years.
Right.
What do you do? I mean, that's their bread and butter. That's how they live.
Right.
They live on people going down there and musicians being there and people playing and people interacting with each other. How do you translate that to something
But
that's
do you
not
see
that
anything in the
intimate?
scene?
What's that?
You know how they compete with each other when everything's good, but now when under these conditions
I
are they
don't
coming
think
together?
I don't think it's a competition. No, I don't.
It's not, but it is kind of thing. When everything's good, everyone's get a slice of a pie.
Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose.
Pie.
A pie. I always think about the pie. I'm just wondering if you hear any buzz about all these collectives coming together and helping each other
I'm
out.
not hearing any particular buzz that anyone else isn't hearing. So,
Well, I believe that we have to start the buzz.
That's where we're starting it right now.
We didn't start the fire, but we're going to start the buzz.
Yeah. Did you bring the matches?
Thank you very much. No, I think, seriously, I think we know the way the world is going right now, and we know that we have to be responsible business owners, but we still want to get the music out there, and we still want to appreciate good talent, and we're going to have to do that virtually, and we're going to have to figure out a way to do that, and people are going to have to figure out a way to support that.
And people are starting to do that. I mean, you see, you saw that whole concert for the WHO and all that. And, and why not? Why not continue that whole kind of thing? We can all do it. Everyone's got a computer.
Right.
We're doing it right here under no budget.
Yeah.
Not even low budget.
None.
No budget.
Yes.
So existing equipment.
Right,
and,
but shifting-
trying to make things happen.
Right. Shifting gears a little bit. What are the stories with the casinos? Didn't one of
They're going to be closed.
Same
They're
thing.
still closed?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, you're looking at. I mean, when can you get a large number of people into a place like that?
Right.
It's not going to happen until there's a vaccine.
Which is exactly why there should be online gambling in Connecticut.
Why do you want gambling?
Well, no, the Mohegans and Foxwoods don't want it, but this is
Yeah,
the
but
perfect reason why.
That's farther you chaining up the regular working people, man. You got to free the chains. Can't get them addicted to
On May
tobacco.
Day, Joe, really on
Yeah,
May Day, you're
tobacco
gonna
and
start
gambling.
this capitalist casino crap
Yes.
on
Right.
May Day.
Right.
Yes. All right. Well, we're going to switch gears then. So, a way our town has found a way to try and help support small businesses. It unfortunately doesn't help me at all, but it could help a lot of other people. Is the Eat Local, Win Local, and Meatball? You've got some. When does it start?
I believe. Well,
Yes.
I'll look it up in a second.
Oh, you were supposed to look it up. You didn't do your homework.
I looked
All
it
right.
up.
Anyway, Joe
It
Fest
starts April 27th.
April 27th.
So May 20.
So our economic development director, Joe Fest, and a whole bunch of people came up with this idea of Eat Local, Win Local. And what you're going to do is, if you're local here, they came up with a way where they said, you know what, go to at least 2 different restaurants in town and spend at least $15 at each one and upload your receipts that shows that you went to these places and you could win a $100 gift card. And I think he's giving away 2 $100 gift cards. So it's just kind of a really nice way to help support local businesses. You know, I think a lot of businesses, I was thinking about this the other day. There's a lot of businesses that aren't doing good, and there's a lot of businesses that are doing okay, and a lot of businesses that are doing even better.
Good.
So if you look at something like we have a pizza parlor right across the street from us, Meriden Pizza Express.
Pizza.
They only have 2 tables in there. It's never really known for a place that you would go. You wouldn't go there to eat. You go there to take out or to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know this for a fact, but I would assume that the whole pandemic really hasn't made an impact on their business because they really haven't. They're doing the same thing that they did before.
Could
they
have
make
helped them
pizza and they
out, too.
deliver. It could have helped them out because, you know, restaurants are closed now, so maybe people are going to try them more. So you have a business like that that's probably remaining the same. Then you've got a business like Chili's, for instance.
Baby back ribs.
Chili's
Barbecue sauce.
is definitely losing a lot of money because their bar isn't open and they're not allowed to have people inside. But at the same time, their delivery is going great. We ordered from them a couple weeks ago, and there were a lot of people outside waiting in line for their pickup orders. But in a situation like Chili's, you're not making as much money, but you've also laid off half of your workers. So your expenses are potentially lower.
Your overhead still stays the same.
Yes, your overhead still stays the same, but you're still able to make money. You know what I mean? And so I think a lot of businesses are thriving in the pandemic. A lot of businesses are doing maybe a little less than what they usually do. And then there's other self-contractors and self-owned businesses that just are not generating anything.
Right.
You know, so this was a way for us to help support local businesses. If you go on the City of Meriden's Facebook page and YouTube page, they've got the whole video there where Joe explains it. It's a little confusing with the addresses and underscores, but it's a really cool idea, and I think they're going to carry it on through the summer too, which will be very cool.
Joe Volano had a great idea.
Yes.
Why not have a live virtual concert from the ballroom each weekend?
Yeah.
Let people donate to view.
Yeah, well...
Except that in order to do that...
Yeah.
Masking up. Need some sort of financing and support and...
Well, you need to...
We need equipment.
Pay to play.
Well, no.
We need facilitation.
You need to...
Facilitary?
Number one, when you do a concert of any kind, the talent has to get paid. They gotta make money. They have to get paid.
How about no talent?
And then the venue needs to get paid. And obviously, you're not having a crowd here, so you don't need a whole bunch of workers here. So the pay that you're asking for is not going to be anywhere near how much it would normally be.
Why are you being a negative Nancy?
I'm not being negative. I'm being realistic. An artist, I think right now, an artist would normally get a certain amount of money to do it.
Right.
And it's based off of how much money the venue is going to make at the door.
All right, so
you're taking well wait
circle back.
You're taking all of that away. You don't have a door anymore. You don't have people coming in. So everybody's got to give a little. The venue, if it's us, we're not expecting much. Anything is going to help, and the band has to also be the same way.
So let's just throw it out there. So let's say a 500-seat venue. Let's say a regional band, a mid-range band. Let's say they can potentially fill half of that. They can maybe get a couple to 5,000.
Right.
Something like that. But again, you're counting on a door. You're counting on liquor sales. You're counting on people being there. So how do you translate that into a payday at some similar level? How do you do that?
I think what you have to do is you have to have really good relationships with the people. You got to work together. Everybody's got to work together.
Always.
And you got to say, you know what? Whatever we come up with, we be fair to each other and we split it.
Percentage-wise.
And hopefully we could put food on our table.
Or I mean, because it's going to be online, you use the donation system. I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston, and everyone was playing in the subway, and opened their guitar case, and there you go. That's how you made money.
And you know what? I think for the most part, you're going to have some people like you can't do a pay-per-view. It just wouldn't work unless you have like some big talent. What I think you'll find is there's going to be a lot of people that are going to watch and they're going to support it. Maybe they don't have any money to donate, but they're going to appreciate what you're doing for them right now. And somewhere down the road, you're going to get it back tenfold from those people. And then you've got other people that can afford it and can appreciate it also and are going to give twice as much. I have faith in humanity.
Well, let's make it happen.
I mean, that's how the arts is, has been supported. Historically, is you have patrons.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the Pope.
The Pope. Wait.
Maybe we should get the Pope.
Wait. Where did you? Wait,
Let's get the Pope.
How did this turn into?
He's using history when they had jesters dancing for the king.
I'm thinking of Bach.
Huh?
Never mind.
He's thinking about beer again.
Don't mind me,
beer.
Joe.
Bach
Don't
beer?
mind me, Joe. I've had tequila.
Okay. Yeah. Which, by the way, Jim, a little empty there. Okay. And I'm sure Matilda would like some too. All right. Yes, Meeple, you were about to say something.
He was thinking about the back old days with kings and jesters dancing in the court and getting paid pennies to fool out of themselves.
Yeah. So again, I want to thank. Before we get going, do you have any questions? Any legitimate thoughts? That's a great thought, by the way, Joe Villano.
Yeah. Let me see. I was just doing a TikTok.
You were just doing a TikTok? Well, anyway, thank you, Denise, for a beautiful drawing of the bear and all of our little thank you cards there and our basket. The beer hit the spot because that was like, I don't know, by the time we got back that night, it was probably about 11:30, so the beer was perfect. And thank you to everybody else. Oh, look at this.
Mr. Keith McClure said that maybe we could get a sponsor. Somebody would sponsor it and give us money. And then we can buy more, what was it, Yellowtail, whatever you guys drinking?
Yellowtail. He says this is Yellowtail. It's tequila.
You guys drinking tequila out of wine glasses?
And yeah.
Well, no wonder there's Corona going around.
All right. Well, anyway, who was our sponsor? Wise Guys, across the street from Hubbard Park. And again, they're going to be selling our masks there. So you could check out our masks, which are $10. And then again, we have the limited edition Dirty Laundry bling mask. So for each one of these, it's $20. $20, and we're going to donate a mask. And like I said, a lot of people have been doing that lately, and it's been really amazing that people are giving me, $40
we
for
should
one mask, and I'm giving
auction
them
off
two.
a mask or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Auction it off.
Yeah.
You know what we'll do?
What?
That's a good idea.
I'm always full of good ideas.
What if we take?
I should have my own show.
What if we take a bling mask? What if we take a bling mask and put a Dirty Laundry logo. You know what? I'm gonna have our designer Angel figure out a limited edition Dirty Laundry mask with a whole bunch of bling and everything else, and we could do an auction next week.
But don't make it dirty.
No.
No. Make sure it's a clean mask. It's not a dirty laundry.
Oh no, it
it's
won't
not
be
a dirty
clean.
laundry
It's
mask.
gonna smell like the studio.
It's a dirty laundry mask.
Yeah. Well, that's like the. This was your shirt from a while ago. My mom got really mad that I showed
My
that
shirt.
last time.
It's not my shirt.
Now it is.
That was your shirt, Jim.
It was not my shirt.
Well, it was the
Oh,
blow up.
That's right. I got it at a Christmas party.
It was the blow up doll shirt, if you remember.
That's right.
But that's
a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story. All right, so everybody, make sure you go check out Wise Guys across the street from Hubbard Park in Meriden, Connecticut, and they're also
What's your
selling our
favorite
mask
pizza
there.
over there?
I had the what did I have?
Lasagna.
It was the lasagna pizza. Oh my God, the lasagna was excellent. The lasagna pizza was off the hook, and he's got a penny alla vodka pizza, which I'm going to try next. But even just this plain pizza.
Yeah, that
So
pizza. It was good.
Go check out Mike. Help support him. They're doing a great job down there. Again, hopefully they will be doing trivia night again once. Maybe May 20th they'll start doing it again. I really don't understand the whole can't do it after they close thing. There was one thing we didn't address.
What is
Meatball.
it?
Sorry,
Give it to me. Burping that tequila.
Sorry, I was burping the tequila
Because you're drinking it from a wrong glass.
So
getting too much air in your system.
So here's the difference between Mike, a generous pizza parlor owner who gives back to the community,
right,
and the other pizza parlor who called the health department on them because they're jealous because they're not doing anything
What's
else.
the name of that pizza?
I'm not going to say it because we all know it and it doesn't matter anyway. And they're just waiting for me to say the name. You know, our lawyers are standing by.
So they can do what?
Yeah, our lawyers are
They
standing
can't
by.
do anything.
Just like our troll that we found. We got a whole bunch of heat for that. But
That went pretty well, though.
yeah, lawyers never called.
Oh,
Well,
that
we
went
called
pretty
out. We called out a local troll.
Oh yeah. I know.
And then it started making sense.
Yeah,
for
but you
some
know
people.
what? A lot of people don't understand what we're talking about, so it's not relevant.
Right.
Only the local people would understand that. So we don't want to get into it. But this you could relate to.
Getting into the weeds.
So I posted my masks for sale.
You're right.
On social media, and I posted them in all the groups.
Everyone is doing that.
And I was finally happy because, again, a lot of people, like there's another banquet hall that has a kitchen, and they've been doing trays of food and offering trays of food for families of 4 for like $40 and stuff like
we
that.
should get one of those one day.
I know we should. And I'm saying there's no way that we can make money. Then we came up with the whole mask idea, and it started taking off, and I was like, good, I could finally start advertising the masks for sale.
Right. And I'm not wearing one of those masks because it's hard to like talk in it to the microphone. I know a lot of people have questions about
Yeah,
that.
nice sales pitch there, Meatball.
Well,
Thanks.
No, it's a great mask. It seals
I'm
too
not
well.
I'm not wearing the mask just because I'm against capitalism.
Do you understand
I'm against capitalism.
what I'm
in all its
surrounded
forms.
by here? I'm surrounded by all these chulos right here.
Chulos.
This is
Look
what I'm
at me.
surrounded by.
Look at me, a chulo.
Yeah, there you are.
Cholo.
So anyway, so here I am, small local business owner,
right?
Devastated with the pandemic. I have no way to make money, and I finally find a way to make money.
Mask.
And I start posting it on Facebook.
Book.
And our Positively Meriden group,
Added it.
right, which is specifically for positive vibes,
Unicorns.
they booted me. They booted me from the forum. So
Yeah?
I wrote the admin, who happens to be the same pizza parlor person who turned in Wise Guys
Oh,
with the Board of Health.
This is such dirty laundry.
I know. We need the.
This is so you, Joe.
Dirty laundry.
We need the.
double dirty laundry today.
I want Days of Our Lives music playing. so check this out. So
I'm checking it.
I write the administrator to the forum, right? I say, hey, listen, this is really my only way of putting food on my table. Why did you get rid of this? And he writes back, because you're friends with this one.
Which one?
With you. I was told that I am guilty by association because this one starts all this trouble online And because
What trouble?
because I'm an
What?
associate of you,
All right.
I got booted. So I wrote back and I
When
said,
you're successful, you have haters.
Okay, Meatball, I'm going to call you out right now. You know what you are?
What?
You're a
"You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch."
You're a communist.
Oh, yeah?
Disguised as a fascist.
And they're coming for you right now, as you could hear.
That's right.
Oh, right.
All right. So anyway, I
So,
write.
so what was this high school thing
So
going on?
I write back and I say, "Wait a minute, you're Mr. Positively Meriden, right? You're Mr. All about local businesses and all about local history and all about giving back to the community, right?
Sounds like positively herpes.
But you, but you're denying me the access of. I mean, they've got like what 6,000 people on that group.
I don't know.
You're denying me, a local small business who needs to put food on my table and pay my bills. You're denying me that opportunity because I'm friends with this one.
Why do you
didn't
even
go.
care?
Hey, man.
No, I don't care because you know what? The forum is freaking boring. It's a really boring forum. All it is pictures of trees and stuff like that.
Herpes.
You're from Meriden If. That is a great forum. And Justin Piccirillo has been doing some amazing research and history on Hubbard Park. It's such an interesting forum. You're from Meriden If. What Sean and Chris do with Meriden Talks is amazing because you got the trash talk, but you also have the informative stuff and the reaching out and one person helping each other, and they're amazing. The Meriden Community Forum is good for advertisements. Sorry, Sue, but it's a lot of advertisements.
Can't we
it's
all
good
get
because
along?
people need a place to be able to see what's available out there. So Sue's forum is great. The Positively Meriden is bullshit. And I'll tell you this, because the people in charge of it are not positive at all. They have their own best interest in mind. They advertise the forum and they pay for ads to try and get people on.
Why are you so mad, though?
Tequila.
Because they denied me. Because they denied me. And then you got a guy like Mike at Wise Guys, who was gracious enough to take some of my masks in and sell them for me.
Does Wise Guys have falafel?
No, they don't have falafel, but you know what? He's the kind of guy that if you ask him, he'll do it.
He'll make falafel?
He'll do a falafel. I'll
Now
ask
they
him.
do.
I'll ask him for a falafel.
Falafel.
That would be amazing. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying. Huh?
You're mad. You're mad over nothing.
That's
bullshit, son.
You know why? Because then this person, who we all know, writes to me and says, "Hey, listen, it's got nothing to do with your mask. I'll even buy some from you." And I was like, you know what? Screw you. I don't need your charity. You and your girlfriend are toxic to this city. And I said that to them. And
They make a cute couple.
He didn't
Come on,
reply.
give him credit.
Hey, you're
Oh,
getting pretty down.
You know what?
man.
I met this guy in the diner a couple weeks ago. And then I said, "Hey, listen, I really appreciate what you're doing. I know we've had some rough patches. I apologize to him in person and to his girlfriend because I said some things about the girlfriend that she took it the wrong way. And there was no way that I would know these things or whatever. So I said, you know what? All said and done, I apologize for coming down on you hard, and it's all washed up. And the main thing is they refuse to use my business for downtown events because I won't give it to them for free.
Fuck him.
It's my investment, and I can't afford to give it to you for free. And ever since then, they've been on my ass trying to catch me to do they're trying to catch me doing anything
Let him. You're
possible
wasting
wrong.
your feelings, man.
I know I am, but I'm just bringing it back for the local people that know, dude, Positively Meriden is not a positive site. It's
And they
a
have
bullshit
herpes.
site. And so is the pizza parlor that he works for. It's all bullshit.
Meatball,
herpes.
You're suggesting they have herpes?
He could buy friends by giving away free pizza.
Yeah.
Mike,
Not the only thing he's giving away.
Mike does not do that. Yeah.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Mike at Wise Guys does not do that. Mike genuinely cares about this city. Mike cares about the community. He donates a ton of stuff, and he's lucky enough that he's in a position where he could give back. And please support Wise Guys because Mike gives back more than anybody else does in this city.
Hey, forget about it.
Yeah. Okay. I said my piece. I said I wasn't
done?
going to go into that whole thing because I'm done with it. But you got to understand the situation we're in right now.
I don't know why you're wasting your breath on this BS.
Because it's the situation I'm in.
Just because they acting,
Tequila.
Just because they're acting childish doesn't mean you need to act childish as well. If they want to do,
But do you think I'm acting childish?
yeah, in a way, a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't waste my time. So they say I'm not gonna associate with you because you're associated with him. Be like, all right, fine. That's your problem. Your problem only. I'm doing my own life and my own things.
Okay, so a moratorium on the two of them, the toxic couple, and a moratorium on that business.
No, do whatever you want to do.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to waste one more second thinking about the toxic couple.
Good, don't.
Tequila.
Tequila. You didn't. You screwed it up. All right, I think we've run out. I think we're done. What do you think? Yes.
Sure.
No more comments there.
Oh,
Anything?
yeah. Well, there's a comment from Dave G that says, tell him to breathe.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave.
And Susan says, Meatball Parm, he had every right to speak his mind and get the truth out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's a lot of people don't know who we're talking about, but I think somebody could maybe relate. I don't know. Yes. Anybody else before we go?
And we got also Denise Keaton saying end
Yes.
on positives. You got to end on a positive note.
Yes. I'm going to end on a positive note.
And Kim says, we know, fight the power.
Yes. A positive note. Eat local, win local. Right here in Meriden.
Shit local.
Go to two different Meriden restaurants. Spend
not
at least
positive.
$15 and upload it to them, and you could get upload it to the city of Meriden, and you could win one of two $100 gift cards. Go to Wise
Cash money.
Guys, and make sure you email us at dirtylaundryct
Happy
at gmail.com.
International Workers' Day.
And get some of those fancy masks.
Yes.
Show them the mask again, son.
Yep. There's the masks.
Forever.
$10. dirtylaundryct at gmail.com. Thank you very much.
We out. Bye-bye.
That's enough.